Hill Climb Racing, one of the most recognizable and beloved mobile games ever created. Released in 2012, this physics-based driving game took the world by storm with its simple mechanics, addictive gameplay, and fun progression system. Despite being a straightforward game, it became a massive hit, surpassing 1 billion downloads and solidifying its place in mobile gaming history. Developed by Fingersoft, a small Finnish studio led by Tony Fingersoft, Hill Climb Racing started as a passion project but quickly turned into a global phenomenon. Its unique physics-based driving mechanics, combined with an ever-expanded selection of vehicles and tracks, kept players engaged for years. Unlike many other mobile games of time, it struck a perfect balance between skills-based gameplay and rewarding progression, making it appealing to both casual and dedicated players. In this video, we'll explore the full history of Hill Climb Racing, from its origin and development to its incredible success and the impact he had on mobile gaming. We'll also take a look at its sequel, Hill Climb Racing 2, and discuss whether the series still holds up today. So, how did a small indie game become one of the biggest names in mobile gaming? Let's find out. The story begins with a single developer, Tony Fingersoft, a Finnish programmer with a passion for game development. Before creating the game that would define his career, Fingersoft had already worked on multiple small projects, including racing games. However, none of them had achieved major success. In 2011, he founded Fingersoft, a small independent studio, and initially focused on developing camera and photo editing apps for mobile devices. One of the early successes was Cartoon Camera, an app that added a cartoon effect to photos, but his real dream was to create video games. With a background in physics-based programming, he wanted to create a simple yet addictive driving game that focused on realistic movements and momentum. Drawing inspiration from classic side-scrolling racing games, he started working on Hill Climb Racing as a personal project. Despite having very few resources, Fingersoft managed to develop the game in just a few weeks, focusing on fun and challenging physics mechanics rather than complex graphics. You have to drive a vehicle across rough and unpredictable terrain while managing speed, balance, and fuel. So your main challenge is the environment itself and how well you can navigate it. Players control a young driver, Newton Bill, and the controls are incredibly simple. Gas pedal to accelerate, brake pedal to slow down, and control rotation in the air. Despite these basic 2-button controls, the game requires a surprising amount of skill. The physics engine ensures that vehicles react realistically to slopes, bumps, and jumps, making it essential to master balance and momentum. If the player accelerates too much, the vehicle can flip over and end the run. If they are too cautious, they might not have enough speed to climb hills. The game's progression is also a major part of its appeal. As players collect coins, they can upgrade different aspects of their vehicles, including engine to increase power and speed, suspension to improve stability on rough terrain, tires which enhance grip and traction, and 4-wheel drive that helps in climbing hills. In addition to upgrades, Hill Climb Racing offers a wide variety of vehicles ranging from classic cars and bikes to more absurd options like a tank or even a moon rover. Each vehicle behaves differently, encouraging experimentation to find the best one for each level. The maps are another key element of the gameplay. Each one has unique characteristics, such as icy roads and even the moon, which I honestly think is the best one. With the bike and a bit of skill, you could really gain a lot of money thanks to the low gravity. This combination of challenging physics, vehicle upgrades, and diverse maps creates a highly addictive experience that keeps players coming back for more. Another reason for its success was that it was free and didn't require an internet connection, making it perfect for casual gaming, and its size and simple graphics allowed it to run on almost any smartphone, from high-end devices to budget models. Thanks to all this, the game went viral. Players loved competing to see who would travel the farthest in each level, and soon it became one of the most downloaded games in the world. The numbers speak for themselves. Over 1 billion downloads across all platforms, one of the most played mobile games of all time, and more than $100 million of revenue. For Fingersoft, this unexpected success changed everything. The company, which started as a one-man studio, quickly grew into a major mobile game developer. Thanks to the profits from Hill Climb Racing, Fingersoft was able to expand its team, invest in new products, projects and eventually release a sequel. In fact, in 2016 they released the Hill Climb Racing 2, which introduced multiplayer racing. Unlike the first game, where players competed only against their personal best, the sequel introduced real-time PvP races, adding a whole new level of competition. This made the game more engaging, as players could now test their skills against others in ranked leaderboards and online tournaments. The physics and graphics also received a significant upgrade. Vehicles felt smoother and more refined, and the game had a more colorful look while still keeping its cartoony style. In addition, Fingersoft added customization options, allowing players to modify both their cars and characters. Although Hill Climb Racing 2 never reached the same legendary success of the first game, it still became a great hit, with hundreds of millions of downloads. Old fans appreciated the updates and new features, while new players loved it. The success of the sequel solidified Hill Climb Racing as a long-term franchise. Even today, both the original and the sequel continue to have millions of active players. Therefore, in 2022, they announced another sequel, Hill Climb Racing 3, which will probably be a 3D game with smoother animation and more realistic vehicle physics than the first sequel, but also better terrain interaction like moving platforms or even earthquakes that break it apart. It could also introduce a semi-open world with different weather conditions and larger environments where you can drive. This could lead us to new game modes like co-op challenges, time trials, or stunt competitions. For this game we could expect something like LEGO Hill Climb Adventures that already introduced an open world in the Hill Climb Racing universe. Unlike the traditional games, which focus on endless driving and upgrades, this new spin-off introduced an exploration-based gameplay with missions and challenges, a LEGO team world, and a new way to customize vehicles using LEGO bricks, allowing players to build and modify their cars. Even though the first Hill Climb Racing launched over a decade ago, we're still talking about it. Looking ahead, the potential for Hill Climb Racing 3 and future spin-offs suggests a bright future for the franchise. It's clear that Fingersoft will keep innovating and surprising fans. But now, I want to hear from you. What do you expect for the future? Let me know in the comments below.